Welcome to Clicks and Coffee. I'm Alexander, and here we dive deep into the journeys of entrepreneurs and marketing innovators. Each episode, we uncover the challenges, triumphs, and unique strategies of our amazing guests, giving you valuable insights and inspiration. Our goal is to build a community of growth oriented professionals ready to learn, collaborate, and thrive in the ever evolving world of digital marketing. So whether you're here for the latest trends or looking for that next big idea, you come to the right place. Let's get started. And today we have the privilege of speaking with Reuben Rock. Yes, that's his real name. He's the president and head growth coach of bookcleaningjobs.com, which is a niche digital marketing agency for cleaning companies, as you can deduce from the name. So today is going to be packed with super practical advice on how to run your digital marketing, get more clients, and maybe some secrets if I can pull them out of Reuben. Reuben, thank you for being here.
Yeah, of course. I'm happy to be here. I really appreciate you inviting me on the show. I've been checking out some of your other interviews and guests, and definitely you're getting some people to share some secrets. So hopefully I can share some value today too. I'm an open book, so if there's anything I can share that would help anybody, I'm happy to.
Be careful with what you say. All right. So, I research on your career a little bit, and pretty interesting and eclectic career, and
Yeah.
filled with adventures and entrepreneurial adventures. So can you tell us a little bit more about your career journey, because it's really a journey, and how you got to where you are today?
Sure. So my entrepreneurial journey really started when I went to college. And my plan when I went to college was to run a recording studio someday. I really wanted to be involved in music. But I happened to meet an entrepreneur my freshman year of college who said, "Hey, I need you to come set up some microphones for me." And he hired me for the day. And this entrepreneur's name was Perry Belcher. I didn't know anything about him. I didn't know who he was. And I didn't know anything about his business, but I went to set up some microphones for the day. And while I was in his office, I thought, well, this is kind of an interesting business. There's people in here doing marketing, what's that all about? So the next day, I just kind of showed back up at the office and walked in the front door and asked, "Hey, what do you guys need me to do today?" And I ended up sticking around and working for Perry for 3.5 years. I just kind of invited myself in the front door and stayed there working for him for 3.5 years. I dropped out of the college that I was in and changed schools so I could live closer to him and his business, work for him, do whatever he needed. I ended up running a recording studio for him for a little while, so that was cool. I got to achieve my dream very early. But the real insight here is that Perry is a very eclectic entrepreneur. He owns a bunch of different businesses. He's pretty well known in marketing now, but I didn't know anything about him back then. I kind of watched what he was doing while I worked for him. I learned about marketing, building sales funnels, e-commerce sites, how to run ads on Google, copywriting. I learned a lot from just watching Perry and kind of breaking down his business and getting involved anywhere that I could. And within a year of starting to work for him, I had launched my own e-commerce site and had kind of figured out enough to start my own little side business. And so I was 19 or 20 at the time when I started it. It was a little e-commerce site that sold one product with a PayPal buy button. I managed to run some traffic to the site with Google Ads. I found some cheap keywords that converted, and I was off to the races. So that was my first business, my first little side hustle. So I was kind of picking things up quickly working for Perry. I ended up working for him for 3.5 years. I started dozens of other, e-commerce sites, affiliate sites, made enough money with it that I bought a house in college. But eventually, I kind of wanted more in my little businesses, but they weren't really taking me to where I wanted in my life. I was making good money, but it wasn't enough to be life-changing. And I really wanted to learn more about being an entrepreneur and running businesses. So I went to work for a couple of Fortune 500 companies, and I worked on their e-commerce marketing teams, doing anything that they needed, whether it was traffic or improving conversion rates on their websites. to help them get more leads or help them sell more products online. So I worked for companies like AutoZone, Hilton Hotels, one of the Service Master brands. And I learned a ton while I was at those companies. I mean, I really leveled up my understanding of business and what's involved, especially in a large company with a lot of people, all of the different departments and things that are going on, right? So I learned all of that, but eventually that entrepreneurial itch came back to get me, and I had to get out on my own and start another business again. So, after a couple of years in corporate, I ended up buying a carpet cleaning franchise, which was sort of a weird departure in my career. Yeah. The craziest part was that I bought the franchise because my wife was pregnant with our only child, but she was pregnant and she said, I want to move to Wisconsin. And there were no companies in Wisconsin that I could really go work for that did digital marketing, where I could go join their e-commerce team, only a handful. So I decided we'll just start a business and we'll make it work. We bought a franchise. It was a carpet cleaning franchise. I didn't know anything about carpet cleaning. I had never had
So
my
how
carpets
did you
cleaned.
stumble upon buying a franchise? Because
Yeah,
buying so you bought a franchise, but not the franchisor, correct?
right. Correct.
Okay,
Yep.
okay.
So I bought 14 franchise territories that made up the greater Milwaukee, Wisconsin area, which is where my wife's family lived. And I went to go start up these new franchise territories in a new industry that I'd never been in, an area that I've never lived in before. I didn't have any contacts there. I had to start this from the ground up. But, it was a franchise. So the one thing they did give me was they gave me the tools and the kind of process to get results for customers. So they taught me in a week, right? In 1 week of franchise training, how to do the carpet cleaning so that I could go out there and start getting customers. But they didn't teach me how to get customers. So thankfully, my marketing background kicked in, right? And I kind of figured out for myself, okay, so the franchise, they've sold me this business where I could go clean carpets. But what I want to do is I want to hire people to go clean the carpets, and I want to grow a bigger business and focus on marketing and that kind of thing. And I actually had the intention when I started out, I said, in 5 years, I either want to get out of this business and sell it, or I'm going to continue expanding it to other locations. So I started the business up. I got out of the van very quickly because I'm not a good carpet cleaner. I don't know anything about cleaning carpets. I can do customer service, but like I'm just not good at that kind of stuff. So I hired a couple of guys who were great at it. They went out, I taught them how to get good results for customers, how to do really good customer service, right? How to make people happy. We started getting reviews on Google, and I started spending money on Google ads and really trying to improve the business. And so we grew this thing pretty quickly. And once I started having some initial success with the franchise, I was starting to feel a little bit more confident about it, but life happens. My wife had a job change, which led us to move from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, where my carpet cleaning franchise was. I had to move to Seattle, Washington,
Oh
which
my
is about
goodness.
2,000 miles away. So I'm sitting here with this kind of new franchise and a couple of employees, and they were great employees, but I had to make a decision. And so I moved to Seattle, and I told my employees, look, I have to move. I'm going to set you guys up at a shop. You're going to clock in every day. I'm going to make sure that the schedule's full. You're going to have customers to go, clean for. I need you to get reviews, and I'm going to pay you every week, and everything's going to be good. I'll come back and check on you guys, right? So I did that. I moved away. I left my employees in charge. I came back and checked on them, about every 6 weeks or so. I'd pop in for like a 2-day trip just to check in and see how things were going. And I ran the business remotely for a couple of years. Um,
Wow.
and it was a really incredible experience because it was a big moment where I learned that I could have a business where I don't have to do everything. I could delegate a lot of the work to somebody else, and I could focus on what I thought was important for growing the business. And I got to do that for a couple of years, and it
And
was great.
focus on what you're really good at.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, of course, it was all working great. And then life happens again. One of my key employees left, and I had to rehire at the business. And what ended up happening was I moved back to Wisconsin to get this business, restaffed again, and then to start growing it a little bit more because I wasn't happy with where the business was. And COVID hit. So, life just kept dealing the blows. But as I was doing all of this, this is the crazy part. The carpet cleaning business wasn't, it was making, I had plenty of revenue and my employees were getting paid and they were getting paid well, but I wasn't making that much money personally. So I had started on the side talking to other cleaners in my franchise and they were telling me, Reuben, I'm not making nearly as much money as you are with my franchise. And I've been in business for 5 years, 10 years, right? What are you doing?
Yeah, how are
how do
you
you
doing
how are
it?
you doing this? So I spoke at a franchise event one time and kind of explained what I was doing and then recorded it and sent it out to people. And I ended up taking on about 2 dozen franchisees as clients. They all wanted me to work on their websites, help with their Google ads. So I was like, okay, now
That
I've got
escalated
marketing.
quickly.
Yeah, now I have marketing clients. But it was great because now I was making some money for myself, which allowed me to focus on, getting the carpet cleaning business under control, figuring out how to help
Growing
all of my
it. Yeah.
clients. Yeah, yeah. And so over time, what I found was that I was actually making a lot more money, first of all, with my marketing clients, helping other cleaners with their business. But I was also having a bigger impact with them because I could tell all of these cleaners who needed my marketing help all of the stuff I had learned from running my own cleaning business about hiring, about training employees, keeping customers happy, getting reviews, winning commercial jobs. Anything I had learned, I could share with them and kind of coach them. And I started to realize that I was having a bigger impact by helping these other cleaners with their business versus just me running my own cleaning business. And I found another guy who really wanted to run my franchise. He was unhappy with the franchise he was in and he'd been looking at mine and decided he wanted to buy it. So I sold it to him. I sold him my carpet cleaning franchise and I moved on to doing marketing for cleaners. But I made another pit stop along the way and I helped my buddy with his marketing agency and ran his PPC department for a little while. And that was really useful because for a brief moment in time, I got to see how somebody else's marketing agency was running. I got to work with all of his clients. I got to manage his team, and I got to really get inside of a marketing agency. I took all of that knowledge and I launched this little company called Book Cleaning Jobs, which is a niche agency that helps cleaning business owners grow their business. We do things like their website, their SEO. We run ads on Google. That's what we're really good at, is running ads on Google. And we help cleaners fill up their schedules. And then we also provide some kind of coaching and some tools to help them in other ways with their business because they usually need help with following up with leads, with maximizing job value, lifetime value, all of those things. So we're growing kind of a little movement here at Book Cleaning Jobs, trying to help as many cleaners as possible.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And then really the good thing is that you know the business in and out. So I'm
Yeah.
sure the sales calls usually should go pretty well.
Some of those sales calls, I have actually used the recordings and posted them on my YouTube channel because they were so helpful and there was so much information in there that I thought they'd make great training calls for other cleaners. And so, yeah, I spend a lot of time talking with cleaners about the problems they have in their business. I understand them firsthand. I guess that's a competitive advantage that I have. And I'm able to kind of coach them through and help them see things clearly.
No, that's pretty incredible journey, and it's good that you were able to really navigate all of those crazy events because moving from Wisconsin to Seattle, that's like a big move. It's not, moving like 2 hours away. It's like
Yeah.
you have to take the plane
Yeah,
to
exactly. Well,
to
and
get there.
getting into selling my franchise and getting into book cleaning jobs full time, I've been able to move back out to Seattle now. So I'm back in the Seattle area now. I love it out here. It's beautiful. Very happy to be living in the Pacific Northwest.
And so um so now it's been how many years that you have this marketing agency that targets cleaning companies?
Yeah, just over 2 years now. We've not been doing this for too long. I kind of helped my freelance clients with a different brand. I was Search Party Marketing, which was just an old LLC that I had. But I rebranded as bookcleaningjobs.com. We actually completely changed our offer. We obviously switched to a new website. We started posting content on YouTube and it really just launched this thing just over 2 years ago.
Okay, and I'm sure you get a lot of referrals on your on your services, because
Yeah.
it's kind of like hiring somebody who knows the business and knows marketing as well. So
Yeah.
um so who have been your biggest mentor or influence that helped shape, I would say, your skills and entrepreneurial spirit?
Yeah, I've had a lot of mentors in my life. So many that I'm gonna feel guilty leaving most of them out, but I'll focus on the two that I think have had a big impact, and one of them has been recent. So obviously, Perry Belcher has been a huge mentor to me. Allowing me to work for him when I was younger was a huge opportunity that I was not expecting. I hope I took full advantage of it. I tried to learn everything I could, and try to take it to the next level. But Perry, I learned a lot from. Whether he knew it or not, I was watching everything he did. Every recording he wanted me to listen to, I listened to it. Every video, I watched every video. I learned everything I could from him for years. And even after we stopped working together, I followed him, and we've reconnected again now. And Perry is still a huge mentor to me right now. He has taught me more about business than I think than any other human on the planet. But I've had a couple of other good ones recently. I mean, I've been lucky to be in Driven Mastermind, which Perry is one of the founders of Driven Mastermind, along with Kazem Aslam and Jason Fladlin. And so I've gotten to know a lot of people in Driven Mastermind, and some of them I consider friends and mentors. And one of them, Dr. Mike Wu Ming, has really been a huge mentor to me over the last 2 years. He's been kind enough to give me a lot of his time and a lot of his advice as I've been trying to explore different opportunities, different ways to grow my business. And I've also, I think, been able to help with his business a little bit. And it's been awesome to see him grow and succeed over the last 2 years too. He just had a big, an exit, if you want to call it that, but really it's an exit, and he's stepping into his next big opportunity. So I'm really excited to see him going through that. And I really appreciate everything that he's given to me over the last 2 years. I'm leaving a ton of people out, but those two have been a big impact on me
Well, I'm
recently.
putting you on the spot, so you know we will we'll make sure to add a couple more people in the description of the video to make sure we don't forget
Yeah.
anybody.
Well, Kazem as well. Kazem he connected us, and Kazem is a
Yeah.
great connector, and Kazem is also one of the most brilliant people in marketing right now. And so he recently sold one of his companies, but he's always doing cool stuff, and everything Cosm does, I'm watching it and tearing it apart mentally and trying to figure out how he's doing it. So whether people know they are a mentor to me or not,
They
just
are.
by
Yeah.
allowing me to even be near them and watch what they're doing, it's helpful to me, and I think a lot of people who are entrepreneurs, they do that. They just watch other entrepreneurs and they just emulate what they see.
All right. So now we're getting into the question that people are waiting for, which is, we're in the marketing podcast. So what I like to know is, how do you market your business? So you are a super niche, digital marketing companies that doesn't just do digital marketing. You're really like a sales engine, a coach, growth coach, somebody that really has a deep understanding of an industry and can really help in multiple ways really of the business, and even some ways that you don't advertise. But if somebody say, hey, by the way, what do you think about this? So I'm sure you get a lot of referrals and franchisees that really say, hey, by the way, I found this guy, I grew my business 30%, 40%, 100%. You should talk to
Yeah.
him. But I'm sure that's not the only way you can grow your business. So how do you manage, how do you manage, what do you do to get the word out there? And maybe before that, what is your goal as your agency? How many clients would you like to get, or what is the size that you're kind of aiming for?
Yeah. Um, the goal has always been to help as many cleaners as possible, right? Our goal just flat out is to help cleaners book more jobs. Right now, we're kind of reforming our vision. I've had to upgrade my vision since I started this company, because I've realized that we can have a bigger impact than I initially thought. And part of my vision growing has been joining Driven Mastermind. I've really gotten to know a lot of entrepreneurs with big visions, and that has made me realize that I want to help as many people as possible. My goal is to have 1,000 cleaners as customers, clients in some way, shape, or form in the next 5 years. I want to have 1,000 cleaners working with us. And I think that we
Woof.
can achieve that. I actually don't think that that's going to be as difficult as it sounds, because we have a few tools in our arsenal that will help us. And we have a lot of momentum behind us right now, mostly because we are focused on delivering results for our clients first and foremost. And if we don't think that we can deliver results for a client, we're always honest and upfront about that. And we try to work with the clients that we know that if we put A and B together for them, that it's going to be not an additive effect, but a multiplicative effect. We try to work with clients where we know we can get them wins, right? So we have I think a lot of momentum behind us just because we have a good success track record, right, for our clients. But I'd love to help as many cleaners as possible. I'd love to have 1,000 cleaners, call book cleaning jobs home. So that's the goal.
That's a
Um,
pretty cool goal. 1,000 clients. That's for an agency. No matter the size of the agency, that's a pretty healthy number.
yeah, I think we can do it, and
I'm
really
sure
it's
you
it's
can.
it's not about it's not even really about how many clients we have. I really want to reach as many people as possible, because the cleaning industry it's a difficult industry. A lot of people get into it and they don't have a solid plan for how they're going to succeed, and I want to make it easier for them, and I think that we can.
No, I agree.
um,
All of the small business are hard because the home service business people, they want to do cleaning, or they're like, yeah, friend of mine has a cleaning franchise. It seemed to be pretty easy, but then you have to be the HR person, you have to be the marketing person, you have to be the salesperson, you have to be the account receivable, accounts payable,
mhm.
accounting, and all of this, and then you still have to do the cleaning, or you still have to figure out how to do the job. So it's
Yeah,
great to be able to find a partner like that can really take on a big part or a big portion of the business. When you work in a big company, it's like, okay, you're responsible for Google ads for this particular client, and
right.
it's more manageable mentally. I would say a little bit more manageable than when you have a growing small business, and
Yeah,
everything is firing on all sides, and you need to figure out, like, what am I supposed to do?
yeah, exactly. Yeah. But so I think the other part of your question was how we get clients, right? How are we getting in front of people? How are we even reaching clients in the first place? Referrals are definitely part of the picture. To be honest, I'm a little embarrassed to say referrals didn't really come into the picture till way later in the game. We started getting referrals organically well before we started asking for them, and we're still not good at asking for referrals.
Okay, but
But
that's one of the big thing that people forget is ask for referrals. Like, always ask and find ways to also, I don't know if you guys have some kind of reward for referrals,
we
but
do.
yeah, okay, so that's
Yeah, we
always a
do.
good thing.
And we've started communicating it to our clients a little bit more now, but it's definitely a tool in our arsenal that we hope to use a little bit more, because when our clients do bring us referrals, they're usually a great fit client. It's usually somebody who we can really truly help. And I want to reward our existing clients for bringing us more people like them, because they deserve to have a little something for themselves for connecting two people and making something happen here. At the end of the day, when they bring their friends to us, more than likely we're going to help them book a lot more jobs, make a lot more money in their business, and everybody's going to win in this situation. So if we can find ways for it to be win-win-win, then I'm all aboard.
No, for sure. All right, so we have referrals.
Yep.
So you were mentioning earlier that you were doing some YouTube videos, so I
Correct.
guess that's a good SEO, or organic reach. And so how do you approach that, and why are you doing YouTube videos,
Yeah.
for the marketing cleaning? Like, how do you do the videos? Like, what is the concept of what you're trying to do?
Yeah. So I didn't know that YouTube was going to be such a big part of the picture when I first started out. I actually started making a couple of YouTube videos back when I still had my carpet cleaning business, and I noticed that they were getting viewed. People were watching them on YouTube. It was other cleaning business owners. They were reaching out to me, and I was picking up clients, kind of freelance clients on the side from people who said, "Hey, I saw your video on YouTube about House Call Pro, which is one of the tools that a lot of carpet cleaners use in their business. I made a whole training series on House Call Pro, how to use it in your carpet cleaning business." And that actually I didn't know I didn't know what I was doing, but I mistakenly got in front of a bunch of cleaning business owners on YouTube, gave them a ton of value for free. And then, they kind of came to me asking, what can you do to help my business? So that was kind of how I first figured out that there might be something to this YouTube thing. And when I started Book Cleaning Jobs, I just made it a goal to post videos as frequently as possible, whether it was, once a week, 5 times a week, kind of whatever was kind of like I was up for when I first started out. But we've tried to get a lot more consistent now with it because we've realized that YouTube is one of the biggest drivers in our business.
Wow.
After doing hundreds and hundreds of sales calls, I have found out that the number one thing that cleaners say to me is, Reuben, I found you on YouTube. I was watching your video on YouTube. I was looking for this solution to a problem, and I found you on YouTube, and you were talking about it, and you sounded really genuine and like you understood the cleaning business. And then I went a little bit deeper and I found out you had a cleaning business. And then I started watching more of your videos. And that kept happening. People kept telling me, Reuben, I've been watching your YouTube videos. And finally it sunk in, we have to keep doing this. And it took me a while to really figure out why it was working. But the reason YouTube works so great for an audience like this, for any audience really, is that if you can talk to people directly about the problems that they're experiencing, about how they feel about the business that they're in, or if you can solve little technical problems that they're having that nobody else is bothering to solve for them, because nobody's thinking about how to integrate House Call Pro online booking with your website for a carpet cleaning business. Nobody's thinking about that. It's a very niche micro problem. But it turns out there's tens of thousands of cleaning business owners out there who are searching for problems like this all the time. And if you can address some of those little problems and address a niche directly and talk to them and understand what they're going through, then they'll quickly relate with you. They'll quickly spend time with you on YouTube, watching your videos and getting to know you and warming up to you. And by the time they reach out to you for help, they already feel like they know you as a person and they're ready to take the next step. One of the kind of, it's a little weird sometimes, but you get used to it, right? But one of the kind of weird things that happens is people get on the phone with me and they say, Reuben, I've been watching all your YouTube videos. I feel like I already know you, but like this is the first time we're talking. So that happens a lot. YouTube is amazing because if you can put out content that people will watch and spend time with, they will get to know you as a person. They'll develop a sort of a parasocial relationship with you in a way where they start to feel like they know you as a person. You're their friend. And especially if you really genuinely care about their problems and have a solution that will help them, then, the sale is really easy to make because it's not so much a sale. It's, dude, let me just connect you with this thing that's definitely going to help your business. If you're experiencing these problems, I know all about that. And this is what we put together that's helped a bunch of other people just like you. So YouTube is a great runway to get people into your business. I
And
highly
especially
recommend.
if it's like a niche business, in the
Yeah,
sense that, like you said, is there is not a lot of documentation out there, I guess, for the software, or not a lot of documentation on how to connect the software or how to make it
right.
work for marketing. So because there is less competition, I would say it makes it a little easier, or it made it a little easier for you to stand out. So anybody out there that has a specific knowledge on a specific software with marketing, since we're talking about marketing agencies, now YouTube really works. So record it, get out there, share your knowledge. And it's not because you're sharing everything that you're losing. It's literally the opposite of, wow, I found the true expert in that business and he's telling everything online. Let me just give him a call and work with him.
Exactly. Yeah. We found the same thing works on Facebook. It works, I think, on any channel. It just depends on where your audience is. We started out on YouTube. Recently, earlier this year, I started posting on Facebook and adding cleaners as friends. I'm already in all of the groups on Facebook that carpet cleaners and house cleaners are in. So I started adding some of them as friends and kind of growing a little bit of a friend list there and posting every day on Facebook. And I found that it works kind of the same way. If you can get in front of an audience and just be genuine, share helpful information. What's really worked for me lately is sharing results. It took me a long time before I felt comfortable doing this, but if you will share your clients' results and tell people this is how much we spent, this is what we brought in with their closing rates, with their average tickets, this is how much money they'll make. Here's what the return on investment would look like. If you share results like that with people who are in your audience who are interested, I mean, they will knock down your door to try to have results like that in their own business. If you can position yourself as the person in the industry who's capable of getting those results when everybody else is, trying to say, get 15 leads in the next 14 days, whatever the next hot offer is. If you're just genuinely out there getting results and showing them, and there's cleaners or, whoever your audience is hopping in and saying, hey, Reuben's great. He's doing an awesome job on my stuff. I highly recommend him. People will come to you and they'll buy. You don't even really have to sell. They'll just come to you and they'll want the results everyone else is getting.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, this guy is doing it, so kind of should work with him. I
Simple
guess that
strategy.
yeah, so it's always important to really keep track of what you're doing and keep track of your results so you can share and really showcase with people. Are you planning on getting on TikTok?
I think TikTok is probably the next channel I should probably get on. I think it's hot with cleaners and I've been missing out by not being on it. I'm probably letting somebody else get in front of my audience, but you know what? TikTok, it's not going anywhere. I think I'm going to have to get on it next. Facebook's been so good and YouTube's been so good. It seems like everything that we add on just works. So TikTok, I think, is definitely on my radar.
You're gonna have to learn a dance or two.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not a good dancer. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. Maybe I
The
can.
cleaners dance.
Yeah, I'll just knock off whatever everybody else is doing, what's working for them.
All right. And so we talked about referrals and asking for referrals. We talked about organic content, and especially in your industry, videos plays a huge role.
Mhm.
So your digital marketing company, do you run ads for yourself, or do what are the, I would say, like the ratio between all of the acquisition channels, and what is percentage for the ads
Yeah.
that you have, if you want
So
to share, of course.
we do in fact run ads for ourselves. We are marketers. We can market our own business and we can bring in our own leads. So we run ads primarily on YouTube and on Google. We've run Facebook ads off and on over the years, and Facebook ads definitely work. And I should probably have them on right now, but we've just had really good luck with YouTube and Google ads. The thing is, with our YouTube videos, we're already getting in front of a bunch of people organically, but if you start using YouTube ads, especially remarketing audiences, you can actually continue to show your videos to those same people over and over again. So one thing I found is that if I can just get somebody to watch one video on my YouTube channel, then we can continue to remarket to them and put more of our videos in front of them on YouTube and elsewhere over and over and over. They will also continue to see our, display ads. I run a lot of display ads. We run demand gen ads on Google. We run some search ads, but our Google ads campaigns that we run are a little unique in that, I think a lot of marketing agencies, if they were thinking, I'm going to use Google ads to bring in clients for my marketing agency, they would think about search ads and they would say, okay, I'm going to bid on keywords like marketing agencies for e-commerce, things like that. There's not a lot of people searching for marketing agencies for cleaning companies. We could buy those keywords and we do bid on some of them, but there's not a lot there. What we found really works for us is awareness marketing. We take our best video content on YouTube and we go out and show that to people that we think are likely audience members. So if I have a 10 or 20 minute or hour long YouTube video that's really informative, and it's going to help cleaners do something, I will take that video and I will create an audience of people that we think are cleaning business owners based on things they've searched for on Google, websites they've been on, apps they have installed on their phone. We create all these different audiences to help us target cleaners. And then we take those YouTube videos and we show them to cleaners. We just show them content, and sometimes there's a mild call to action in the video. It might say, hey, download this cheat sheet or something like that at the end of the video. But we don't really we're not pitching a service or anything like that video. We're just providing value. And then we also, we usually promote some sort of a lead magnet to get them on our list. So the way that our marketing really works is that organic, I think brings in a lot of the people that find us. We run, or we have a lot of people find us organically on Google and on YouTube, just searching. People get referred to us as well. Our videos get shared around. And so cleaners kind of see our videos. But then from there, we start to show them more content, more and more content using YouTube ads. We just show them more and more videos. And then we start to show them more lead magnets, things like a cheat sheet, a marketing cheat sheet that will help them grow their cleaning business. We show them case studies. We kind of use these lead magnets, these ads and these lead magnets to capture leads and take people from watching us on YouTube to giving us their email address in exchange for something valuable. From there, we grow an email list and we warm up our email list. We send them a newsletter every week that's just helpful stuff. If you own a cleaning business, everything you need to know that's going on with marketing, SEO, paid ads, whatever. We share helpful stuff with them. I send them emails. We send them offers every now and then. And that's pretty much it, man. So what happens is most people find us organically.
That's
They
pretty
end up
much
seeing,
it. It's like
they keep
that
seeing us.
was
Yeah, that's it. It's a simple plan. We just show ourselves to cleaners 500 times until they're like, oh my God, I've seen book cleaning jobs everywhere. I guess these are the guys to hire. So that's it.
that's not pretty much it. That's a pretty hefty list of things to do and things to market, which is, as I always say, is a lot of the time, a lot of work is not complicated, but it's
Mhm.
not easy. So that's the big difference of saying it's not complicated. You have the list. Now you need to get and do the list and then refine each item, each, each step, and make sure that you put out their content, or create an ad, measure, and then, act on the results, analyze the results, and then change based on those results. So saying that, you've been doing this for even a year is like, yeah, but you need to measure and then adapt every couple of months, I would say, especially in
Exactly.
digital marketing with Google, algorithm updates. It's like, what, every quarter or every 6 months, and basically
Yeah.
you have to read everything. Okay, now we're gonna do it like that, and then 6 months later, oh no, wait, we need to change. But
Yeah.
and so, you're saying that that's it, but it's pretty good. And so, um how do you measure, since we're talking about measurement, how do you measure, or what are your top 3 KPIs that you
Mhm.
measure as far as marketing, not running the business, but really marketing?
Yeah. I like to keep things pretty simple around here. My ops manager has some KPIs that she keeps track of. Really, I mean, what we're focused on is, are we bringing in clients and are we delivering on their results? So when we bring in a client, are we getting their deliverables done quickly? And then are we bringing in results quickly? So I'm on a daily basis, or weekly basis, I'm thinking about, are there clients coming in? Have we delivered on the clients that came in last week? And are the clients that came in 2 weeks ago, are they getting results yet? Those are just like the three basic questions I'm asking myself. And there's KPIs I can look at to kind of get an idea of how we're doing. But there's also a big calendar on my wall right here where I have every day of the year is on this calendar and I can see which days they're clearly marked, which days we've done client launches. And so I can tell how we're doing in terms of how we're looking for the schedule coming up, how we did this month, last month. I can kind of see visually, just at a quick glance, what we have for bandwidth, availability for our team to deliver for clients. That's kind of what I run by. We are like in just growth mode right now. How do we get as many people in? How do we get the team to fulfill it quickly and do it with with consistency and get the results fast? Those are
That's your
those are
no
kind of the
that's
like
your
seat
yeah
of the
your
pants KPIs.
North Star. How many clients are we fulfilling? Like, are we doing the fulfillment on time and
Yes.
client satisfaction?
Yeah, exactly.
So it's pretty, makes sense. It makes sense. And um so one of the things that also I wanted to see if you wanted to share, is there a recent project or campaign that you're very proud of and you want to share?
I have a bunch of clients that I am extremely proud of from this past year, from 2024. I've had a few people that have, their existing businesses. They've been in business for a long time. They came to us for help and they've done really well with our program. And so I'm always really happy to see that. But I have a few clients who've actually come to us with a brand new cleaning business. And they trusted us with their marketing from day one, which is a big risk to take as an entrepreneur, to start investing money in paid marketing and SEO and websites and stuff from day one that you start your business. It's pretty rare. Not a lot of people, especially in the cleaning industry, not a lot of people do that. I've had several people do it in the last year, and for the most part, they've all had like spectacular results. Some of them have had really, really amazing results. I had a guy who started his cleaning business in September of last year. In his first 30 day or first 90 days with us, he made over $30,000 in his first 90 days with a brand new cleaning business that he no customers, nothing. The day his truck mount got delivered, we started publishing his website and getting his ads going. And he was off to the races, 30 grand in the first 90 days of business. He's now grown that business to 30 grand a month and beyond, and has a couple of employees who are out doing the work for him. And he is able to spend his time focusing on how do I grow this business, add more trucks. And he's only 1 year into the business right now. So I know that he's going to be successful moving forward. I've got a couple of other stories like that from clients who've done really well in their first year of business. And seeing that is, man, it just makes me, it's like seeing the fruits of your labor. I like seeing other people succeed because it tells me that whatever we're doing is, it's working. And if we can just get in front of more cleaners and, just tell them, look, these are the results that these guys are getting over here. If you're struggling, we have something that might help you, right? It makes it so much easier to go out there confidently and sell your service and tell people about your business when you know that you're providing fire results for people. So I just love
Yeah,
to see it, man.
yeah, yeah. It's always it's always easier to say, "Hey, I'm good and I can help you," than like, "I don't know."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. No, and I just love that because it's not always that easy. Sometimes you get clients where it's a struggle. Sometimes everything goes wrong. We had a client website go down this week for longer than I've ever had a client's website go down, and I've been doing this for a long time, and it was embarrassing. And sometimes things like that pop up, and it's just, But then when you turn around and you look at the results that you're generating for clients, you can kind of push that stuff aside and say, you know what? We're really helping people here. And then they're turning around and hiring people in their business, and they're going out and serving a bunch of customers, and we're having an impact in all these different local markets. So that's pretty cool.
No, for sure. And always helping entrepreneurs and local business, it's always exciting because it's kind of like the backbone of our economies. It's small business. That's
Yeah.
really the heart of entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
So you told me you're in growth mode, and usually when people are in growth mode, you have to experiment and you have to try things and then break and then change. So what role does experimentation play in your growth strategy, and how often do you experiment, or if you can share some little examples?
Yeah, we are always testing new offers and new content with our audience to try to see what kind of vibes with them. We've had a cool new offer that this is one of my favorite things that's happened recently. So I hired a team this year. Last year, I did this business pretty much with like a skeleton crew of contractors and one young lady that worked for me, and she was so helpful. I'm grateful for her. She's no longer with the company, but I hope she's doing well. This year, we've hired a whole team they're amazing. My team is just incredible. I'm so happy with the people that we've got here. They came up with an idea all of their own. So we're always testing different things. We try different case studies, different lead magnets, different trainings, and giving our clients different tools. My team came up with this idea to create these Google review cards
Yeah.
that are like that little NFC tap to review cards. So one of my team members saw this and they said, we really need to get these in the hands of our clients. And what they did is they not only designed these cards and had them printed up by some company in Europe, they're custom printed with our logo. And we sent these out to our clients just a couple of weeks ago. Our clients have been getting more reviews from these. But what we did is we turned around and I offered these for free to our audience as well. They just cover the shipping. So it's like a free plus shipping offer. Get one of these tap to review cards, just pay for the shipping. I'll send it to you. We've had a whole bunch of people take us up on this offer. We've had a bunch of people come back and say, dude, I got reviews with this thing right away. And so it's been a really cheap, effective way for us to provide value to clients, help them get more reviews for their cleaning business. And it was like a cool thing that my team put together for me, which I love because I
That's a
like to
great
let them.
idea. And the funny thing is, every time I go to a local restaurant, not a chain restaurant, but like the neighborhood restaurant or whatever, and we start talking about marketing, because unfortunately that's kind of my problem, is that I talk too much about it.
Yeah.
But anytime we're talking, it's like, hey, how do you get your reviews? And like, there is one particular restaurant that I love, and I'm trying to get them to use those NFC cards. And
Yeah.
every week that I go, and I go a lot to that restaurant. They make the best margaritas. That's really the main reason why I go.
Yeah.
But I tell them, use those cards, and like it's almost like a game, to leave the review, or
Yeah.
like a tech cool thing. I was like, what? You just tap and yeah, go ahead, try. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, sure, I'll leave you a review. So I'm super happy to hear, first-hand experience on how that works, and I might steal
Yeah.
that idea, and like
Please.
everywhere I
Yeah.
go, literally like, I'm gonna give you the secret to get more reviews.
Yeah. We got them printed up. They're custom with our logos on them. And I think we got them for maybe $3 a piece, something like that, under $3 maybe.
That's a really good idea. And that's right. And then yeah, maybe we'll talk offline on how to set that up. But
Sure.
I want to hear about your tactic.
Yeah.
Uh, I love that. All right, cool. So yeah, so we're talking about experimentation. So that was one of the thing. But to go back to the main discussion, so you experiment a lot and
Mhm.
measure, but you do that on like a weekly basis, try new things on a weekly basis or more monthly basis.
I would say we roll out new offers to our audience about monthly right now. I've just spun up a Facebook group recently where I'm going to start testing out a lot more stuff in there. Facebook's really nice as a platform because, YouTube, you can post videos, but surprisingly, you don't get that much feedback. You don't get as many comments as you would expect. I get a
Yeah, you get
handful.
people tagging each other.
Yeah, you get a handful of comments, but not a ton of people. On Facebook, people are used to, they're there to comment, they want to share their opinion. And so when I'm, testing out different angles or different offers for the audience of cleaners that follow me on Facebook, I get immediate feedback on that stuff. And so that's been kind of like my testing ground these days is like, if I go say this on Facebook, how are cleaners going to respond to it? And I've had a bunch of stuff I've kind of learned from that recently. One of the big learnings is that, obviously you don't want to be the person who's just shouting about your offers all day long. So I don't go on Facebook and post about how we have these great growth plans and you should sign up right now. I don't talk about that. We talk about client results. We share like the struggle of owning a cleaning business. We talk about things that people are dealing with that they need to get over mentally. Sometimes we call our audience out directly and say, hey, you need to deal with this issue. If this is you, then this is going to hold you back forever, right? We kind of put our audience on the spot. We've tested out different things like that. But one of the things I'm finding lately works is if you share things on, Facebook that people agree with, that they kind of like they identify with, and they would want other people to know about it, then they'll comment, they'll share their opinions, they'll share their stories, they'll share the posts so that other people see it, and you start to reach more and more cleaners. So I'm kind of finding like unique ways to tap into like the identity of a cleaning business owner to try to speak to them more directly. And so I like using Facebook as a way to like test my copy and my angles. And then whatever I learn there, sometimes I take it and go make a YouTube video with that angle. And I use a similar approach on a YouTube video. So, that's been kind of my testing ground lately. I'm trying to
That's a
think of
lot of
another.
experimentation. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. We test out all kinds of stuff though. Honestly, the biggest thing is just that we run a lot of ads and I want to make sure that our ad creative is always fresh and that people are opting into new offers and that they're still interested in us. So we just try to not get boring and stale.
No, no, I know. And that there was, a study from Facebook that, we're not really supposed to share that much, but basically they were saying that after 3 views, your creative performance drops dramatically. And
Yeah.
they told us, as like, go back to all of your clients and run this search, like this data search, and you will see the curve.
Yeah.
And we ran it on some of our clients, and we saw the curve, and we sent it to them, and we're like, oh my goodness, this is
Yeah.
crazy. Like, now people of like, goldfish brain, and
Yeah.
too much TikTok. And so if you don't
TikTok.
refresh your creative enough, then it just
Yeah.
gets stale and people stop clicking. So it's pretty crazy.
It's kind of a grind too, to be honest with you, to keep your creative updated that frequently. But
No, but that's kind of our motto. It's like digital marketing is a grind. Let us
yeah,
do it for you. And like people don't understand that,
yeah.
marketing is not Mad Men. It's like you fall asleep on the couch, you wake up, and you're like, oh shoot, we have the presentation. Let's come up with
Not
something.
like that anymore.
No,
No.
no, no,
I,
no.
small a lot of small business owners are not ready for this change though, and they aren't even aware that it's happened yet. They still think they can just run an ad and call it a day. But pretty soon, they're all going to be dancing on TikTok just like the rest of us.
So, moral of the story: go get dance classes. Uh,
Exactly.
all right. And do you have any upcoming project you're excited about?
Yeah, we're pretty much booked up for the next few weeks with clients coming on board. So I'm always excited to work with new clients. We've been partnering with some new people recently on, helping cleaners. And so that's been kind of a fun project because, I learned a few years back that, if there's an audience of people that you want to get in front of and you have something to offer to them, somebody else probably is already speaking to that audience. And we've been able to find some cool partners recently. Some of them have come to us because I think they're interested in working with our clients too. But it's great when two companies can come together and they have offers that kind of complement each other and can both help a business grow. And so we found some cool partners that are allowing us to do that, where we can tag team on a client and help the client from two different angles to grow their business. So those partnerships have been kind of exciting as well. And I think that that's maybe a direction that we're probably going to go to grow this business in the future, right? And help reach more cleaners. Because we're not the only company out there that's trying to help cleaners. We know that.
Yeah.
But we genuinely want to help them. We're not in this for selfish reasons. And if there's something we could do to partner with another company, then we're always open to that. And so partners who are out there listening, reach out.
All right. And I always have one last question, which could be another entire episode, but the idea is just to get your quick opinion on what are you excited about in the world of digital marketing and what are you scared about or worried
Yeah.
about?
I am excited about all of the change that's happening. It's also what I'm scared of. From my perspective, it feels like paid media is changing quite a bit right now. I've been running Google Ads for close to 20 years at this point, and today Google Ads looks nothing like it did 20 years ago. And I think that ad platforms are going to continue to change really rapidly, especially with, I don't know what's going to happen with legislation with Google. I don't know what's going to happen with AI, but I think that a lot of things are going to happen pretty rapidly in the next year or two. And I don't know what that means for our roles as paid media managers, but I do know that there's probably going to be a lot of opportunity for us to step up as marketers, to learn in this new environment and figure out what's going to work best for our clients and help usher them into whatever this new wave of marketing and AI and everything. We're going to be able to help them, come along with us, right? So I'm excited about all of the change that's happening. It's also a little terrifying because it's not as easy as it used to be. I can't just take somebody's, money and go put it on Google and guarantee them results immediately. Sometimes it's a little trickier than that, right? Sometimes we have to run a video ad. Sometimes we have to run a Facebook ad. It depends. Maybe we got to get on TikTok. There's so many pieces of the strategy these days, and everything's changing every day. But that's why we're in marketing, right? It's exciting. It's not a boring desk job where you're going to sit and do the same thing every day for 20 years.
That is for sure. That digital marketing is keeping us on our toes for sure. No, no, that's crazy,
Absolutely.
and I agree. And it's funny. I had an episode the other day where the guest, you know, sees the AI, coming, and it's coming. Like there is no fight; it's already there. I'm saying it's
Yeah.
coming. It's
We
already
use it all the
there.
time.
We use it all the time. I even change on my phone. You can program the action button here and
Yeah.
make it open whatever you want. And so it's Chat GPT. Uh,
Yeah.
so that way I can just talk to it and then ask questions. But that person, what was interesting is that they were saying that we're gonna see it's gonna rapidly overwhelm us and then rapidly having human interaction guarantee is going to be like the next thing. So
Mm,
AI is going to come and do a lot of things, replace a lot of things, 100% sure. But then having a human guarantee or human interaction guarantee is going to become kind of like, made in the USA or like
yeah,
organic, and it's
yeah,
like, human communication guarantee or something like that. So it's going to
that's
be like the
interesting.
next step. Yeah, the next step after automation is going to be back to
Yeah,
not all of it, but it's going to be a little bit. We're still going to have like organic, and it's going to be back to human
right.
interaction.
Yeah. No, I can totally see that. I had not even thought of it from that angle, but I think that's exactly what's going to happen. Wow.
Yeah. No, super. Now, Ruben, it was really truly amazing to have you on the podcast. I learned a ton of stuff. Super amazed with everything you've done, and I wish that you get to 1,000 clients quickly, so we can have you back on the podcast once you reach that goal, and we can
Yeah.
talk about like your journey from 0 to 1,000 clients for a digital marketing company.
Yeah, absolutely. I can't wait to be back and tell you all about it. It's been a pleasure. I appreciate you having me on the show.
Thanks, Ruben.
All right. Thank you.